Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are talking about AMC going positive, why we are going to take off $400 per share and many more in this video. First, we're taking a look at this. When Adam Aarons was asked what domestic box office AMC needs to reach 12-month free cash flow break even, his response to how many decimal points would you like that answer? The number is roughly 10.4 billion. Now, do the maths that bears desperately avoid. The 2026 domestic box office is already at 6.9 billion as of August 23. That means the industry needs just 3.5 billion more over the final 4+ months to put AMC at that threshold. And this isn't asking for some historic miracle. September to December 2019 alone generated roughly 3.58 billion before adding the remaining days of August. And for AMC for this year, we still have so much more coming. So already we can understand right now in terms of why AMC is being picked up by so many institutions. When you take a look at some of the articles recently, what you will see is that there is a change in narrative. Now, of course, the usual suspects are still trying to push the same old bankruptcy, stay away from AMC, kind of news articles. But there has been a change in how more and more people are forced to acknowledge what AMC is truly doing. And remember, we still have the remaining months of this year to really prove how the box office is taking off, to really prove how AMC is obviously benefiting a lot from this. And so definitely at the end of Q4, we are going to be looking at very, very good results for AMC. We've already said there are so many things stacked up for AMC. Firstly, when the Q3 earnings release is going to be released, it's going to be brilliant for AMC. And then when Q4 earnings is going to be released for AMC, it's going to be something that really changes and pivots AMC into a whole new level. And that's exactly what shorts are afraid. We've already talked about the sort of movies that's going to be released in December in the Q4. And so you can understand why everyone expected it to do well. When you take a look at the current box office, 2.2 before Saturday and Sunday numbers, we can end this month potentially at 2.5, even 3 billion quarter is possible. If we hit that, AMC will have a massive profit. And so when we talk about, like I said, in terms of are we going to be seeing AMC breaking records in Q3? Are we going to be seeing AMC breaking records in Q4? The answer to that is very, very likely. We've already seen how we're saving up on so much money. We've already seen how we're making so much more money. And on top of this, the box office is not even stopping. There are still so many movies that are being sold out. There are still so many anticipated movies for the rest of this year that's going to be booked out as well. And the most important thing of all, which I think is extremely crucial for people to remember, is that we've already seen from data that people are choosing to go to AMC to watch these movies. And so what this means is that when we do see the box office go up, the one who's going to benefit the most will be AMC. And this is why we talk about how AMC is really going to take over. And this is why it indicates we're about to get that last best laugh. AMC share price was hundreds of dollars when Adam Aarons created all those bold expectations back in 2021, 2022. And we've already said, Adam Aarons has been obviously doing a lot of things. We've talked about recently in terms of going against the ticket scalpers on AMC. We talked about reinvesting into the IT department to obviously make sure that their apps can handle even more traffic. These are some of the things that Adam Aarons are doing that's on the surface that we can see immediate changes to, which with the ultimate understanding that it's to benefit AMC. He's obviously done a lot more in terms of bringing AMC to the level it is now, but we are already seeing how he has been doing the right things. And a very big thing that's important about this is meaning that people who are betting against Adam Aarons now means ignoring what he has already proven he can do, which is keeping AMC long enough to reach the other side. And we've seen what he's done. We talked about how, again, the AMC Go plan, we talked about everything he's done in terms of raising capital, extending maturities, protecting liquidity. All of these things are ultimately has what allowed AMC to grow. Now, of course, some people may not be happy with some of the decisions he's done, and I think that is completely fine. You may be unhappy because you don't like to see dilution, which we've already talked about, we understand, but you have to understand that that is not a decision he made in mind to put AMC in a bad place. because we have evidently already seen how dilution has allowed AMC to be in the good position they are in today. And we talked about how in the future, there's obviously gateways, there's already areas and methods that it's going to allow what he's done now to obviously be recovered in the future. But what I think is more important and kind of the ultimate thing to understand is at the end of the day, Adam Aron is the single biggest individual investor of AMC. He benefits more from AMC going up in price than anyone else. And people are saying that maybe he's getting paid by the shorts. But you have to understand, shorts will have to pay Adam Aron billions and billions of dollars to make him want to make bad decisions for AMC to really lead it into bankruptcy. Because remember, if AMC goes to $100, if AMC goes to $1,000, think of the amount of money that Adam Aron can make. That is something that the shorts cannot offer. So I've always believed that it's in the best interest for Adam Aron more than anyone to bring AMC price up. And that's why I strongly believe that every decision he's making is for the purpose of course, doing well for AMC, which is ultimately then going to reflect in the price. He wants the AMC price to go up. He knows that he can't do anything directly about it because he can't just put the price of AMC to $100. But what he can do is make decisions for AMC, which would then allow it to reflect a higher price on the market. And that's exactly what he's doing. Because the AMC was an easy target for short sellers when COVID locked the doors and forced moviegoers to stay home. They bet that retail will never return, but the doors are open, theaters are packed, and we're showing Wall Street exactly where retailers want to be. And the important thing about this is the reason why theaters are packed is because of the precise moves made by Adam Aron. Like we've already talked about AMC Go Plan, cutting down unprofitable positions, opening up in more profitable areas, reinvesting in more profitable areas. All of these things have allowed you to see how AMC is operating fundamentally to be a better company. And you can see AMC's reported short interest has fallen for nearly 4 consecutive months. Naked short squeeze season soon, follow the smart money. Now, when we take a look at the data, it's saying that AMC's short interest has fallen. Now, we know that that is clearly not the case. But I think a big part about this is that the fact we are seeing on the surface how they're trying to decrease the number is really seeing how the shorts are weakening. They know that they can't just make sense for them to be shorting AMC because there is no reason to short AMC unless you're manipulating the price, unless you're suppressing the stock. Because when you're typically shorting a stock, it's because you believe they're not making the right decisions, they're in a market that's not doing well. And AMC, none of those fit. So they know that there is no sensible reason for them to justify shorting AMC. But that's why when we take a look at the synthetic shares, when we take a look at the naked shorting, it's only increased. But we have to remember, the more that increases, the higher that AMC will go. So we don't have to be frustrated by the recent AMC pullback. The fundamentals are moving in the opposite direction. 2026 is shaping up to be the strongest box office year since 2019, with Q3 potentially delivering the best quarter in history. So if you're still not sure about the box office, I think there's already so much indications that is showing why it's already doing so well. And if you studied AMC, if you looked at the Q1 earnings, you looked at the Q2 earnings, and you look at what they've been doing for Q3, you will know that with how well the box office Q3 is going, AMC is going to have an exceptional Q3. And it's truly why I think when the Q3 results gets released, it will be the last time we're going to be seeing AMC at this cheap price, because so many people will try and get in on AMC. And if you take a look at the suppression, this is a Cinemark against AMC market share. What you'll see is how AMC and Cinemark was moving in similar directions in the past. But you can see since then, since around, and especially after 2024, you can see how that hasn't been the case. And we know is that because the synthetic shares have increased more during these years, that they need to suppress AMC more. But precisely because we're lagging behind against other competitors, that we're not seeing this movement happening and this true reflection in price, is why I said at any moment when that news, when that catalyst gets released for AMC, when people start to finally realize that the golden opportunity for this generation is AMC, that's when it's going to be the last time. And we're really going to be seeing AMC taking off. And that's what we are going to be seeing. And on top of all of this, like we've said, we still have other catalysts, with other positive news as well, is that AMC already has the runway to be valued at a higher multiple than this week's close. And we have other news like, again, talking about the partnership, the collaboration, or rather the merger of Paramount and Warner Bros. And I think that this is obviously going to be a massive, massive thing. On top of all of this, what we're seeing right now is how, because AMC is providing all of this pressure, we're seeing stocks like GME to also benefit from this as well, where we're seeing right now estimates talk about how GameStop will reach $400 per share. But I truly do think that this is going to be something that AMC will also do as well. As always, this isn't a competition between GME and AMC, but it's talking about how we obviously move in unity. And if GME is taking up liquidity of the short sellers, AMC will run. And when AMC takes the liquidity off of the short sellers, GME will run. So knowing that GME can go to $400, I definitely believe that AMC then can go even higher than that because the amount of synthetics that have been created. As always, none of this is ever financial advice, and I'll catch you guys next time.